You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans. I've got your Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers for September 15th through the 26th. We're going to talk about Brooke being scared and Will being totally disgusted. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's get into it just real quick. A couple of words about Monday's episode, September 15th, if you have not seen it. Luna creeped Remy out by basically telling him that she raped Will while he was drunk. And speaking of that, Katie and Bill were horrified to hear that Will was drunk and Luna took advantage of him. Thomas was ready to choke Brooke and suggested that she staged things to get Ridge back. Eric and Ridge were having a discussion about the rapid fire wedding that they did and how excited Eric is. And then Thomas grabbed Brooke and was screaming in her face, and Ridge flew in to intervene and force his son to back off. On Tuesday, September 16th, we're going to see Ridge having to physically keep Thomas away from Brooke. Thomas has clearly lost all composure over his parents breaking up, and he absolutely thinks Brooke has played temptress to steal him. And let's be fair, this whole time Brooke has been playing temptress. She has been rubbing her hands all over Ridge and getting up on him, trying to kiss him, doing all this stuff while he was engaged to Taylor. None of that worked. Her nearly drowning was what worked. So Ridge is going to defend Brooke to Thomas and tells him that after the accident in Italy, that's when Ridge realized he couldn't live without Brooke. And Ridge is going to make it very clear to Thomas he wants to spend the rest of his life with Brooke, although he does feel bad about Taylor being collateral damage in their destiny. So Thomas is going to rightly accuse Ridge of always bouncing between Taylor and Brooke and never making a choice. But now Ridge has made a choice, and I just think the issue is Thomas doesn't think this is a final choice, because it never is. You know, the way that his son is reacting is based on Ridge's own actions. So Thomas obviously is wrong to physically launch himself at Brooke, but he is extremely right about Ridge and his years of waffling. So Eric and Taylor are going to be arguing on Tuesday as well. And Eric is trying to tell Taylor that after years of Brooke's rivalry with Stephanie, it's time that Brooke had someone stable at her side. And Taylor is going to tell him that both Eric and Ridge always fall for Logan manipulation, that they are blind to what Brooke and Donna and all these women do, and they fall for it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, Eric has been married to Brooke several times himself. So bottom line, Taylor is completely appalled and can't believe that Eric really truly thinks that Ridge is better off with Brooke. But we all know Eric really truly thinks Ridge is better off with Brooke than with Taylor. Remy's boyfriend, Deke, shows up at the apartment and Luna's there. And at first she assumes that Deke is Remy's roommate because he was so fixated on Elektra before. B&B is doing a wild rewrite, a redemption of Remy. He was a pervert photoshopper who was tormenting Elektra with AI nudes. And they have decided this is the guy that they are going to redeem. Brad Bell does this. He did it with Sheila Carter. He is doing it with Remy. And I'm not going to be surprised if he does it with Luna. So the way that they're doing this just retcon reinvention of Remy is he is going to explain that that was just some kind of passing thing. It wasn't real. And it was because he was sexually confused and didn't want to admit that he was gay. So Luna finds out that Deke and Remy are boyfriend and boyfriend. And this is Bold and the Beautiful's first gay couple. So that's all fine, them having a gay couple. I just don't understand why they made Remy so awful and then are trying to, make him into something else. Because the whole stuff that they brought him on to do with Elektra was terribly creepy. The actor's great. I like Christian Weissmann. Yeah, I just don't understand Brad Bell and his retcons of trying to redo people with serious villainy issues. So Luna's going to make a request that confuses Deke and Remy. She may want to hide out there or want them to check her apartment to see if anybody is there. And then things get really interesting with Luna because Deke recognizes her, and once he does, he is not happy that Luna is in their apartment. That alone is another red flag that Deke may be Deacon Jr., aka Eric Sharp, aka Little D. So Li is at the little apartment she got for Luna, and she's wondering where her granddaughter is. That's when an irate Will, Bill, and Katie Spencer arrive. They're also looking for Luna and looking for answers. Li flies into a blind rage because of Luna's deception, and at this point Luna winds up back in the apartment with them, and everything is going to just go unhinged. Wednesday, September 17th, Li is raging at Luna. This may start on Tuesday. She is choking her granddaughter and screaming, "After everything I've done, you are evil, evil, evil." Bill and Will are going to intervene to stop Li from choking Luna out. Obviously, Will and Bill both hate Luna, but they don't want Li to choke her to death. They want Luna to rot in prison forever. On Thursday, September 18th, Luna makes a big play in front of the Logans and Forresters. Obviously, she's trying to keep herself out of prison, and she may be trying again to say that she's pregnant by Will. Now, she has one negative pregnancy test she's done already, but that doesn't mean she's not pregnant. She took it just a couple of days after the party, and generally, you can't tell that fast. This week, also, Katie is screaming at Luna that she took advantage of her son, Will. Friday, September 19th, Electra prepares a special evening for her and Will, and she's got a gift for him, and he's racked with guilt over this whole Luna thing. The week of September 22nd through the 26th, Will really wants to come clean and tell Electra the truth, but he may not be able to bring himself to do it, and the longer he waits, the more likely it is that Electra will hear it from somebody else, maybe even from Luna herself, because she's desperate and she's dangerous and she's really hoping Will got her pregnant. She is facing arrest and more prison time, and Bill, Will, and Katie, and I think Li at this point really want Luna to face consequences. But is there a way that she can get away with them, or are the cops coming and she's behind bars? Obviously her grandma Sheila would help, but that's about to be a closed door too if Deke really is Deacon's son and shows up and tells his dad that he saw Luna, the girl who killed his friends. Li is vowing to make Luna pay, and of course Sheila is terrified for her granddaughter Luna. We're going to find out lots more about Deke very soon, and Thomas's thirst for revenge on Brooke becomes very problematic. Also a little worrisome is that Matt Atkinson is listed in the recurring area of the credits, not with the contract players. So maybe he's not sticking around, and if so, that means there's no telling what he will do.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.